Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. Today we're taking a look at something big, and it's Fortress Maximus. Now, you're going to hear a lot of noise in the background because, well, this thing's so big I have to do this in my parrot's room. So you're going to hear the cockatoo and macaw bouncing around, talking and making all kinds of noise. Apologies, but it's just that big of a figure. So this is obviously the Takara Tomy Encore edition, and what a lot of people consider, including myself, the holy grail of Transformers is to get Fortress Maximus. Now, while it is the Encore, that's okay to me because it's a brand new figure. It means I can get it out, I can transform it, I can review it, and put it back up on the shelf and enjoy it. So definitely cool stuff. Looking at the package, looks really, really nice. Of course, we got Takara Tomy, number 23 of the Encore edition, Transformers in Japanese, the Autobot logo, the Headmasters series, which is really, really cool. We've got a picture of his heads showing that Spike can turn into the head of the larger head, which becomes the head of the main robot. We got this really nice artwork of the Japanese version of Fortress Maximus because the US one didn't have this big giant sword. And then we got a picture of his city mode and a picture of the battle station mode. Looking at the side of the package, we get this really nice picture of the robot here. Here is the robot that Spike becomes the head for, which he becomes the head for Fortress Maximus. Transformers, Takara Tomy. The same picture of the city mode and the battle station mode. Here is the top of the package. It basically has the same logos up here. Lots of Japanese I cannot read. The Encore 23 logo, and then a picture of Fortress Maximus. Here's where the packaging gets really cool. We have this beautiful G1 artwork of all of the Headmasters, Power Masters, Target Masters coming together. Scorponok, Fortress Maximus. Just a beautiful, beautiful image from the old G1 boxes. And then, of course, at the bottom of the package, we've got a picture of him going from robot to city to battle station. So let's go ahead and get Fortress Maximus out of the package and see what we think. And here we have Fortress Maximus out of package, and he is glorious. He's so big. You know, I never had this figure as a child, however, a friend of mine did, so I got to play with it quite a bit, and I forgot how many parts this thing actually came with, except for this great big sword that was the Japanese version from the Headmasters. Now, here is the instruction sheet. Lots and lots of stickers, and you get a little collector card, which is cool, in the instructions. I'm not going to apply the stickers because there are just way too many of them. So I'm going to focus on the figure itself. We get, first off, Spike here, which is a standard Headmaster type toy that we got in the G1. Not much articulation. You just fold him over like that, and he becomes a head, which is pretty cool. He kind of looks like a little tiny version of Fort Max's head. And then he goes on to Cerebro here. I believe that's his name, Cerebro, in the US version. There is a port that you just plug, and this thing is stiff because it's brand new. There it goes. So there it is. Cerebro. He is so bland, he is so gray, but he does have stickers that you put on him to kind of spruce that up. But yeah, so this is the Headmaster unit that turns into Fortress Maximus. You can pull this little panel down, and it gives off his stats, which is very cool. Lift that up, they go blank, which is pretty awesome. Now he becomes the head to Fortress Maximus. So to transform him, and he's a little bit different because he's a bigger Headmaster, I guess. Put his hands in. You're going to fold his arms in that way. And then you're going to turn him upside down and take his legs, go like this. Now, this figure was so stiff out of the box that these hinges here, I had to loosen the screws back here and flip them back and forth a couple of times, because I mean, it really felt like it was going to break the toy. But yeah, so you kind of push those there and then clip those into place, and then the visor piece comes up, and there is Fortress Maximus's head, which is pretty darn cool. And then you simply take him and you will put him here, which is very, very awesome. Definitely digging him. Of course, there's another part that you have to kind of put in there, but yeah, definitely pretty cool. Okay, stuff. So you want to make sure you have your little spike unit here attached. I just taken him out for transformation purposes, and then he's going to plug in and give kind of security to Fortress Maximus's head as it clips in there. Now, he has zero articulation in his head. It just kind of goes on there. He's got articulation in his arms, but these wings kind of hamper that a little bit. You can take these off. That's not a big deal. He's got these really nice ratchet joints here. His hand swivels, no hand articulation. He's got hips. His knees don't really move except for in and out for transformation, and not much else articulation. He's a giant brick of a figure, but that's the way he is. Now, I've never actually used the sword, so I'm going to put the sword in his hand. Maybe. There we go. So there he is holding his sword. Wow, that's pretty darn cool. I do like it. I don't know. It's definitely cool, but I'm not used to it. I'm not a big fan of this sword piece. Just kind of a close-up there. There's the sword. It looks like stained glass right there. It's a very odd plastic. It does not feel like it goes with the original G1 figure. So you can assemble another robot, which I will go ahead and put together off camera. Alright, so we've got the extra little robot. I do not know this guy's name. If you know who this is, put a link down below. We got a parrot going crazy over there. He's pretty cool looking. He reminds me of Beachcomber for some reason. He's just an assembled out of extra parts that make these vehicles in the city mode. So he's just kind of a parts former, but that's okay. It's just kind of cool to have an extra little bot with the set. I think that's really nice, and he's even got his own little gun. Looks like he should have another part there. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look at the instructions. But definitely cool that you add another little bot there. So you can sit up there, I guess, if you wanted to ride around on Fort Max. Definitely cool. It's got all kinds of neat extra parts. You can put a small figure in here, which is nice. There's a little trapdoor. Oh no, don't show my face. That you can put parts in there. Definitely cool stuff. Of course, you got all this other stuff. That he's got this gun. This is the gun I remember as a kid, but I think it was gray when I was a kid. I'm not sure. So he's got that piece. You've got another gun that you can have him hold here, which is really nice. Of course, this guy has got weapons out the wazoo. Everywhere under the sun. He's got these cannons that will pop out. Definitely fun stuff. So let's go ahead and get him in his weapon mode and see what we think. Here we have all the different guns deployed on Fortress Maximus, which is really nice. With these blasters here in his forearms. He's got these little blasters in his wrists, and they're supposed to pop out, but I have no nails to get those things out. But you can definitely pop them out. We've got these mega huge cannons up here, which is really cool. These are the ones I always liked as a kid. And then he's got the guns that pop up on his knees, which is really nice, making him just a fortified badass. Pun intended. So something a lot of people don't really know that I revealed in my Laserbeak review is that the Transformers Armada Laserbeak can become an alternate head for Fortress Maximus here, which is really cool. So what you do is take Fort Max's head off, and then you're going to take Laserbeak, and you're going to pull the gun piece down. So when he's in his, there he is in his little gun mode, you're going to kind of angle that just slightly as such, and then you can put it right here and create an alternate head for Fortress Maximus. How silly this looks. Pretty silly, but I guess you can do it. Sure, why not? Here is a close-up of the Laserbeak alternate head for Fortress Maximus, and I mean, it's definitely very, very different. It actually gives it a little bit of articulation, because he can look up if you really wanted to. Is that official? Absolutely not. I don't think so. There's no way. These are from two totally different lines. When they reintroduced this as Brave Maximus and repainted him in the Robots in Disguise line, that still had nothing to do with this Laserbeak, but somehow this has become an alternate piece. I mean, it does work, it sits well, it's just, yeah, it is what it is. Personally, while I think that is kind of cool, this is the only head Fortress Maximus should have. For size comparison, here's Fortress Maximus next to the Transformers Armada Unicron. Here he is next to a deluxe class figure, the Transformers Generations Goldfire, aka Goldbug. Here he is next to another Headmaster. This is the BotCon Scorponok. Here's Fortress Maximus with another Headmaster, the Generations Voyager class Brainstorm. Here he is next to KFC's Not Ultra Magnus Citizen Stack and the KFC Die Commander. Here he is next to the Platinum Edition Year of the Snake Omega Supreme with the Armageddon Upgrade Kit. Here's Fort Max next to the Platinum Edition Starscream. And here he is next to giant size Godzilla. And finally, here's the comparison that everyone wants to see. Here's the G1 Fortress Maximus next to the Generations Metroplex. And they look really damn cool together. These are the two largest Transformers ever sold, both in Japan or the United States or anywhere, really. Yeah, I mean, they look really, really nice next to each other. Fortress Maximus is a little bit shoulder short. Metroplex is a little higher in his shoulders. Fortress Maximus looks like he's got a pot belly compared next to Metroplex here, which is kind of funny. Head-wise, they're about the same height. So, I mean, if you look at them head to head, they're about the same height. And they probably got about as much plastic in each figure, they're just arranged differently. This one might have a little bit more plastic than this one. Of course, this one is way more articulated. Definitely cool stuff. If you are looking for a giant Autobot and you don't want to spend the money on Fortress Maximus, Metroplex is a great substitute. Of course, he's kind of getting hard to find now himself. So let's go ahead and look at Fortress Maximus in his city mode. And here we have Fortress Maximus in his city mode, and I really do like this setup. I've always liked the Fortress Maximus city better than I did the Metroplex city. It just looks like Autobot City from Transformers, the movie, and I appreciate that. I've got a couple figures here. There's a little Bumblebee Legends figure and a little Prowl, just to show size comparison, scale comparison. Here is a BotCon Gunari, or Ginray, however you pronounce that. And then this is the little guy that comes with Metroplex. So as you can see, the Legends figures actually look the best on the city platform. But the Classics figures do fit. Ginray here kind of fits really nice and secure, and you could launch him off the ramp if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that because it'll go to the floor. And Gunari's a pretty expensive figure. All kinds of little places that you can put figures. There's a little spot here. You could put a figure in there. There are other little cubbies that this thing has. Like you can lift this up, bring this around. You could put a little figure in there if you wanted to. Very cool stuff. There's stuff on the side. I'll kind of go around and show all of them off here in a second, just to kind of show you where you can actually put these figures. Now, one of the cool things I didn't realize until I looked at the instructions, you can actually take Fortress Maximus's head here and bring it into the city to kind of make it part of the city. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if I would ever use that or not, but it's definitely a cool little additive. So let's kind of take a look at some of the other angles of the city. So here is a side shot of the city. kind of cool stuff here. You've got a gun that you can actually flip out here and point out to kind of give them some armament if you so like. This is supposed to be the peaceful mode. You've got these little launch ramps that if you slide them, the little cars will launch down. You can roll the cars up here, and he's got his guns on, so I can't really do that. But you can roll this up here, and there's a little trap door on the side that you can get your figure out, which is kind of cool. And there's the little trap door there, which is nice. There's a little Decepticon cage here that you can put your bad guys in. So we'll pretend he's a Decepticon. You can put that in there, and there it is. It's got the little steps. That's kind of cool, kind of interesting. Definitely fun. The other thing is, trying to spin this back around, there's a door here that you can flip up and close off Autobot City, which is very cool. So here's the other side of the Autobot City, and there's some really cool play gimmicks here. You can store little vehicles and robots up here if you so want. You've got these nice steps. There's also another trap door right here that has a little elevator, and if you raise it up, it will go up and you can launch cars out or bring them in and lower them down and grab them out. So that's kind of a cool little feature. And then if we can rotate, pull this piece out, rotate this around here, you see this little window piece right here. You can lift that up, and there you can put your little Spike figure in, so that he's got a little place to kind of watch over Autobot City. So definitely fun stuff. Of course, you've got your guns back here that you can lift up. There's spots on the feet where you can stand figures. Definitely cool stuff. Definitely fun. You can park that little guy there if you want. I like it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Battle Station mode. So here we have Fortress Maximus in his Battle Station mode, and, well, it's the weakest of the 3 different modes, I think. I mean, it's pretty much him laid down with his arms spread back. You've got the cannons that do come up here. You can, of course, pull these cannons down. You've got this cannon here, which is pretty cool, but that's really about it. You can stand figures here, put them on the back platforms. There's really no weaponry on the back, which is kind of a shame. This is made to go forward, and was kind of the ship in the Japanese Headmasters show, which, I mean, that works, I suppose. A flying fortress, I don't know. It's just not as fun as the city mode for sure, and definitely not as cool as Robot, which is how he's going to be posed on my shelf. So is Fortress Maximus a figure that you want in your Transformers collection? You know, I would have loved to say absolutely yes, but this is not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody has the space for this guy. Not everybody was a fan of G1 or Headmasters, but if you are my generation that grew up with these figures, this is absolutely a figure you want to get into your collection. Most people prefer to get the original G1, but they're so expensive. This is a nice alternative for the cost. If you have the room, if you like Headmasters, if Fortress Maximus is your holy grail figure because you never got it for Christmas or your birthday as a kid, definitely go out there and get yourself one while the price is reasonable. Again, Big Bad Toy Store has these guys on sale. So does tfsource.com. It's definitely worth the cash for the price. For the size of the figure, you're definitely getting a lot of value. So there he is, Fortress Maximus Encore 23. If you guys like this video, definitely thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. Add a comment below. What do you think of this figure? Do you have any of the variant versions like Brave Maximus? Which one do you like the best? Definitely subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Share my videos, and as always, look for more videos in the future.